Well, the Prince of Wales has led tributes to the Queen on her Platinum Jubilee. The future King has thanked his mother for honouring his wife, Camilla, with the title of Queen Consort when he eventually takes the throne. Well, joining me live now is the National Convener of Australians for Constitutional Monarchy, Professor David Flint. Professor, good morning to you. So I just want to cast your eyes to that message or that letter that the Queen wrote yesterday. I thought it was really classy and signing it off by your servant, another touch of class there. What were your thoughts on that? And then also her 70 years on the throne.
Well, I thought that was a stroke of brilliance because she's killed something which would have been a controversy when Charles ascends the throne, because obviously he would feel obliged to honour his suggestion that Camilla become princess consort, and the Queen has killed that because it would have been a controversy. Whatever he did, it would have been talked about. It would have been something which concerned everybody. She has killed it as an issue, and she's done what obviously should be done. Obviously, Camilla should be recognised not as the reigning queen, but as queen consort. I think that's a good thing.
Does it change anything, David, just on that? I mean, the fact that she's got a different title, she's queen consort instead of something else. I mean, does that change much, or is it just just something to placate any kind of concerns out there?
It doesn't change anything. She has no actual position apart from the fact that she's the wife of the king. She has no formal constitutional role, particularly in this country or in Canada or New Zealand. But it's a position of honour, and it's appropriate that she be queen consort. I thought princess consort was a convenient compromise, but the time for that has passed because she's proved that she can perform perfectly as the wife of Prince Charles, and that's generally accepted. She is very widely accepted.
That was going to be my next question because, in the past, she had been labelled as a home wrecker. She was the third person, famously, in that Diana interview where things became a bit crowded. Do you believe that perceptions of Camilla have changed?
I think very much so. And divorce is now a much more normal thing. When I was a boy, it was a rare thing. Not many people got divorced and it was talked about, but nowadays it is, whether we like it or not, it's a frequent occurrence in people's lives, and it would be unusual if the same thing didn't happen to Prince Charles. And the marriage has worked out perfectly, and she performs her functions, her duties perfectly. Nobody objects to that, and I think she's generally accepted. And there'll be no controversy when she becomes the queen consort, not the queen regnant, which is the important position. She just becomes the queen consort, that is the wife of the king. And there's nothing wrong with that. 70
years on the throne for Her Majesty, David. Perhaps that'll never be broken. What do you make of those 70 years? And there's still a few more years to go, I would have thought.
Well, I would hope, and I think also there's a few more years to go. But when you go back, and I'm old enough to actually remember hearing it, when she spoke from Cape Town, when she was 21, when she said, "My whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be dedicated to your service, the service of the great imperial family to which we all belong." That was something which sounded very nice at the time, and people thought how sweet, but she kept it. She kept her oath, her pledge to the Commonwealth, and she has behaved wonderfully. At the time of the referendum, we were criticised for not mentioning the Queen. We argued that whatever great virtues the Queen has, we weren't arguing that the crown, the incumbent of the throne, will always be perfect. We said it's the system we're arguing for. We do have a wonderful system which works very well. It's the only part of the Constitution which is cheap and works smoothly and not controlled by the politicians. So it's a wonderful part of the Constitution. It provides a guardianship of the Constitution. Very important part, and it provides leadership above politics, so we get people like General Hurley in office, and it works superbly, and she has been absolutely wonderful in her position. We can't always expect that. We've been very fortunate during the life, well, at least since the settlement of Australia. Almost every incumbent of the throne, every occupant has been very good, and Victoria was wonderful. Her son was wonderful. The grandson was wonderful. King George, which older people will remember, was highly respected. The wonderful thing was, and it was the Queen Mother who expressed this when it was suggested that Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret be sent to Canada. She said, "They won't go without me. I won't go without the King, and the King will never leave London." We knew that London was being bombed every night by the Nazis, yet the King would not leave, and that was a wonderful holding together, a wonderful symbol to the whole Commonwealth, and indeed to the free countries, that there you had the King staying in London with his people while the city was being bombed, and that captured something absolutely wonderful about this family who do things so well. And we're very fortunate to have had a sovereign like Elizabeth.
Okay, David Flint, the Australians for Constitutional Monarchy, thank you for your time.